Hey there. Have you ever wondered why your toast always lands butter side down? Or why a simple email turns into a full-blown argument? Or why people argue endlessly over decisions that really don't matter? Well, you're not cursed. You're just living in a world governed by weird, frustrating, and sometimes hilarious laws, ones that explain our daily chaos better than most textbooks ever could. In this video, we're diving deep into 5 strange but eye-opening laws, not legal laws, but psychological and philosophical truths about how humans work. These are Murphy's Law, Kidlin's Law, Gilbert's Law, Wilson's Law, Falkland's Law, and by the end you might just see your problems in a whole new way, or at least you'll know it's not just you. Let's get into it. Let's start with the most famous of them all, Murphy's Law. Anything that can go wrong will go wrong. This sounds super pessimistic, right? But it's not meant to depress you. It's a reminder to plan better, expect the unexpected, and laugh when the universe has other plans. Origin story. This one comes from aerospace engineering. In 1949, Edward A. Murphy, Jr., working on rocket sled experiments, noticed that if there's a wrong way to do something, someone will eventually do it that way. Relatable example. Think of assembling IKEA furniture. You lay out all the pieces, follow the manual, and just when you think it's done, you realize the main panel is backwards. Murphy's Law teaches us. Anticipate failure, not because we're doomed, but because we're human. So next time you're starting a project, prepare as if something will go sideways. That's not negativity. That's wisdom. Kidlin's Law. If you can write the problem down clearly, you're halfway to solving it. Simple, powerful, and honestly, so true. We often feel overwhelmed because problems just swirl around in our minds, unstructured, vague, emotional. But the moment you write it down, it becomes concrete, manageable. Example, you're stressed about money. That vague feeling becomes, I need $300 more to cover rent. Now it's not a foggy fear, it's a goal. You can strategize. Challenge for you. Pause this video later, grab a notebook, and write one thing that's bugging you right now. You'll see how different it feels once it's out of your head and on the page. This law is not just about productivity. It's about clarity, and clarity is freedom. Gilbert's Law. The biggest problem at work is that none of the systems work. This one hits way too close to home. Ever spent 2 hours trying to do a 10-minute task because your company's software is broken, or because you had to go through 5 people just to get one signature? Welcome to Gilbert's Law. It reminds us that inefficiency is built into the system, not because people are lazy, but because systems evolve with patches, fixes, and workarounds, not clean slates. Story time. A viewer once emailed me saying, my job involves fixing a broken spreadsheet system that someone made in 2002. No one knows how it works. I'm afraid to touch it. That's Gilbert's Law in action. But here's the hopeful part. Awareness is step 1. If you see the broken system, you can be the person to improve it, or at least avoid taking it personally when it fails. Wilson's Law. If you let people talk long enough, they'll eventually disagree. This one's painfully accurate, especially online. What starts as pineapple on pizza is okay quickly becomes you're a monster who doesn't understand culinary integrity. We're wired to find differences, not because we're evil, but because our brains love pattern breaking. And when conversations drag on, people want to stand out, add drama, or prove a point. Takeaway: disagreement is natural. It's not always a sign of conflict. It's a sign that people are thinking. So when a group chat goes sideways or a meeting derails into debate, remember, Wilson predicted this. Maybe it's not about who's right. Maybe it's just the law of conversation. Falkland's Law. When it is not necessary to make a decision, it is necessary not to make a decision. This one is deeply underrated. We often think we need to act fast, make a choice, decide, do something. But sometimes, waiting is the smartest move. Example, you're debating whether to switch jobs, but there's no pressing reason yet. If there's no urgency, Falkland would say, don't force it. The law comes from the 17th century British Civil War, when premature decisions often led to disaster. Falkland advised restraint, and it applies today more than ever. So if you're spiraling about a decision that doesn't actually need to be made yet, take a breath. The clock isn't always ticking. So let's recap the 5 laws of everyday chaos. Murphy's Law: prepare for things to go wrong. Kidlin's Law: write it down, find clarity. Gilbert's Law: systems are flawed, don't take it personally. Wilson's Law: disagreements are inevitable. Falkland's Law: don't decide unless you need to. They may sound cynical, but they're actually empowering. Why? Because once you understand these laws, life gets a little funnier and a lot less frustrating. Speech balloon question for you. Which of these laws hit your life the hardest? Let me know in the comments. Like if you've ever had a Murphy's Law kind of day. Subscribe for more videos that explain life in a human, honest way. Thanks for watching. And remember, just because life is messy doesn't mean it's meaningless.